Hello everyone, this is Donald D. Tosin Sr. with another Don't Stop, Won't Stop Global Moment. I hope that life is finding you inspired. Recently I read a quote by the NBA legend, the great Michael Jordan. He said, throughout my career, I have missed over 9,000 shots. I have lost over 300 games. 26 times I was chosen to take the game-winning shot and missed. But he took the shot. And he went on to say, and this is why I am successful. What situations in your life, or maybe in your professional career, have you encountered or experienced that required you to take the shot? Let's think about that. Some of you in this space right now may have had the goal of becoming an international best-selling author. Some of you may have had a dream of launching a new business or becoming a top producer within your profession or your industry. But then, for some unforeseen reason, we become stuck because things are not happening as fast as we would like them to. The money isn't there, the support is not there. You've been told that your dream and your goal is nothing more than an expensive hobby, and that you should just give up. And we're wondering if we are good enough to make our dreams a reality. So we get stuck on pause, doing just a little bit to satisfy that itch, but not giving it our all. Is that where you are? Is that your story too? Is it okay and is it enough now just to show up knowing that you're not going to do your best? Knowing that you're not going to take advantage of every opportunity that has been afforded to you? Is it okay and enough to just sit on the sidelines cheering others on as they get theirs with fire and desire and hunger? And we're sitting there saying, you go Paula, you go Michael, you go Les Brown. If you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. Are you okay with that? Is that where you are? Is it enough just to show up, to be seen and talking about the past accomplishments? Scared to take the shot because you've missed before? That's my story. You see, I believe that if we are not continuously and constantly chasing after our dreams, then our mind will automatically by default fall into a cycle of complacency. We convince ourselves to believe that it's okay just to be okay, rather than choosing to be the best version of ourselves. My mentor, Dr. Ruben West, the founder of the Black Belt Speakers, he once stated that the greatest tragedy in life, he said that it is not death, but it is bumping into someone that you should have been. So we settle for a 9 to 5 just to get a bi-weekly direct deposit into our bank account. Are you okay with that? Is it enough just to show up? When people look at you as you are telling them about your dreams and your goals, and you get this inner feeling that they doubt your abilities and your possibilities, do you look down and away in disappointment rather than looking them in the eyes and telling them, I'm going to do this? I heard one great speaker say, an untrained mind is an insane mind. See, I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, or any spoon. I was born into poverty in a small town in the northeast corner of Louisiana called Tallulah. Some of you may have never even heard of that. And in order to survive, the poorest of people would go in and work in the fields of the rich farmers, picking beans and okra and pulling weeds from around the roots of cotton. Now, my grandfather, who was a local farmer, he would get up early and he would go into the hatchery and he would purchase little chicks and piglets and he would bring them back home. And my brothers and I, we would be so excited and we would stay over at my grandparents' house for that night. And we would wake up to the smell of pipe tobacco and the sounds of little chicks and piglets moving around on the back porch while my grandmother, Lucille, was in the kitchen cooking bacon and eggs for breakfast and singing that old Negro spiritual, The Incredible Edible Egg. If only those little animals knew their destiny. This was a scene of my early childhood because my father unfortunately was shot and killed when I was only 7 years and 2 months old. For this reason, my mom, she had to drop out of college and work the night shift at the local nursing home as a nurse's aide in order to support us, her children. I remember getting up at 5 a.m. as a teenager every single morning during the summer months to go into the fields of Louisiana to pack cotton bins, to walk on them, and into the bean fields and the okra fields in order to make $18 a day in order to have enough money to buy school clothes. I'm no stranger to hard work. I call it modern day slavery, but we survived. So I ask you again, in spite of what you have been through, is it okay and enough just to show up knowing that you are not going to do your absolute best? Someone tell themselves, my absolute best. You know, a few years ago, a young lady that is very dear to my heart, she was going through a tough time in her life. She was sentenced to federal prison because she made a mistake by listening to someone that she believed to be a trusted friend. Now, if you have ever listened to someone and accepted the advice of someone that you believe to be a trusted friend, then you understand. You know, I had an opportunity to go and to visit with this young lady as she experienced this part of her life. And I told her that regardless of how the world has labeled you because of your current situation, you still have value. And I watched her as tears began to fall from her eyes as she cried out, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. You see, your current situation, it does not dictate your current possibilities or your future possibilities. Even if you can't see it for yourself, you are the catalyst that God has created for this moment in time. So I asked her this question, and I want you to think about this question as well, because my intent is to challenge the way you think. I want to challenge your way of thinking. And the question is it enough just to show up? You know, it was the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe, the founder of the Bahamas Faith Ministries. He once spoke these words. He said that the most valuable place on the planet, he said that it is not the diamond mines of South Africa, nor is it the rich oil fields of the Middle East, but that the most valuable place on the planet is the graveyard. Most speakers who listen to Dr. Miles, they know this. And as I visited that young lady, I realized that the second most valuable place on the planet was just right on the other side of those prison walls. Because just like the graveyard, there are millions of visions, ideas, and dreams, and concepts, and goals, and more that went unfulfilled and unrealized. So I ask you again, is it enough just to show up? And are you ready to live your best life? Here's what I want you to do as I make it a conscious decision, not just to show up and to not accept just enough. Listen to me very clearly. I want you to change your mindset. Why? Because when you change your mind, you change your thinking. And when you change your thinking, you change your choices. Listen to me very clearly. And when you change your choices, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You change your life. Is it enough just to show up? You know, I recently shared my vision with an individual, and as I was going through my steps of progression on how I was going to make it, they began to laugh and said, what are you talking about? You're going to do what? You're going to change the world? You talking about this messed up world? I said, yes, this world. You see, sometimes you have to separate yourself from individuals that cannot see your vision. And I get it. They weren't laughing at me or with me. They were laughing at the fact that I represented the vision that they had rejected so many years ago. Their laughter was masking the pain that they were feeling on the inside as I told them about my vision. I told them, that's okay. I will change the world. Why? Because it's my assignment. I heard this great quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes, a 19th century poet, author, physician. Once a person's mind has been expanded with an idea or a concept, and it can never be satisfied with going back to the way that it was. I cannot go back, even if I wanted to. And you cannot go back either. And there's a reason why many of you right now are listening to my voice. Not only to be associated with like-minded people, but because we have something in common. We understand the importance and value in developing our communication skills and our leadership skills. Why? Why is it so important that we continue on this path? Because when you and I open our mouth and speak on a certain topic or to take action for a certain cause or to share our vision, we begin to tell the world who we are. You know, Mr. Les Brown, he once stated that, he said, do not go where the path may lead. He said, but go where there is no path and leave a trail. So if the opportunity presented itself to you to speak to the masses, to thousands, to nations, and to the world, what would you say? What impactful message will you deliver that would change the course of history? Dr. Martin Luther King knew. Right now, not tomorrow, I am going to enlighten you on ways how you can activate your voice, your purpose, and change the world. First, activate your voice by distracting others when telling them your story. You see, I believe that life is a connection of stories that continues on and on and on until we die. When you tell your story, it drives you toward your purpose and distracts the stereotypical views that others have already developed about you. They're going to talk about you anyway, right? Well, listen, give them something to talk about. Next, inspire others to achieve. Your greatest asset is your voice. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. When you don't activate your voice, you are robbing the future generation of what is rightfully theirs. It could be wealth. It could be an opportunity. It could be a better life. Speak life so that not only that you may live, but your entire family and your community may live as well. Activate your voice and step into your greatest purpose. Last, you want to create an experience for those that have chosen to listen to you. If you have ever attended a Black Belt Speakers live training event with Dr. Ruben West and Dr. So many other great speakers and the entire BBS family, then you know what I am talking about. You leave there feeling inspired, empowered, with hope and ready to take on challenges and the world. The things that life has to offer to you, your purpose. Listen, I don't know what dreams and goals that you may have. I don't know what speaking limitation, abilities, or fears that you might have to overcome. But here's what I do know. If you apply these principles to your life, by number one, distracting others when telling them your story and disrupting their stereotypical views they have already developed about you. Number two, inspire others to achieve by activating their greatest asset, their voice. And number three, create an experience for those that have chosen to listen to you. And you are well on your way to living your best life. Listen, this is Donald D. Tolson Sr. with another Don't Stop, Won't Stop Global Moment, saying eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor has it entered into the hearts of man the things which God has prepared for those that love Him. God bless you, and you have a wonderful day. Be great, be great.